All right, back at it again. Here we go with video number 2. So what's up, guys? It's Austin here, back at it again, as I said. And today we're going to be talking about Ethereum. Ethereum obviously is the talk of the town, right? Look at this price. We got a 2,800, almost a 2,850 Ethereum, right? Pushing all-time highs tonight. Really unbelievable. We have some great price action going on right now. My target, I had it all drawn up before, but I made this chart for you guys because this is what I want to talk about. But my target for Ethereum was 2,800 to 2,900. So we're right in the middle of that right now, and we'll see where we are in the morning, right? I don't have a crystal ball, so predicting short-term price action is not really in my wheelhouse. I'm not a trader by any means. I'm an investor. I wouldn't even consider myself necessarily a hodler, right? I guess you could say I'm a trader. I'm a long-term trader that sells, at the top of markets, or I try to at least, right? And then I take advantage of when there's fear in the market, and that's when I enter with big positions, right? So I'm not a trader, but Ethereum is doing extremely well. Short-term price action is interesting to look at. Obviously, we've been in this, this kind of channel-esque, here, hold on, this channel type of thing, right? And we recently just broke out and turned it into support. We kind of did a bump and run similar as to what I mentioned the other day with Bitcoin, right? We turned our resistance into support, went down, retested it, and we had a nice bounce off, and that's sending us up into new all-time highs. So really good short-term price action for Ethereum. Wouldn't be surprised if we pulled back a little bit. 3K, it could go straight up to 3K. I don't know. But nonetheless, Ethereum is in fact the biggest position, my biggest position in my portfolio, and for good reason. And we're going to be getting into that in just a moment. So let's zoom back out. Let's see here. And I'm going to remain on the 4-hour chart because I think it gives us a very detailed look of how Ethereum is moving. You could obviously very easily look at this chart at the 1 day, the 1 week, the 1 month, whatever. But today we're going to be focusing on the 4-hour, okay? Because I do like the 4-hour. I am a sucker for the 4-hour. That is my chart of choice for crypto. So, okay. So there it is. Here's my nice little pretty title. I call this a Licknack's hidden Ethereum trend line. Okay, so why do I call it my hidden Ethereum trend line, right? Let's just make sure we're recording. Yes, we are. Why do I call it my hidden ETH trend line? Because I do not see this trend line being presented, this big long one right here. And honestly, let's change the color of this so we can make it so we're acknowledging this. We'll make it red. Okay, so this big long red trend line right here, I do not see a lot of people talk about it, and I do not see a lot of people draw it. Perhaps maybe you have, but I have not. And it's been in play, right? It's pretty much since the COVID crash, since mid-March, we have been flirting with this trend line in very, very different ways. For a little while after the initial crash of COVID, we were above it. We were trending above our trend line, and then we soon found ourselves underneath it and struggling to stay afloat. So what did we do? We went under it and we started bouncing off of it, right? We bounced off of it, and it's been very, very strong resistance. It has been since early June of 2020, right? So this is a very significant trend line for the overall price action of Ethereum. As you can see, we bounced off of it in August multiple times, early September 3 times, right? And then we went up. We had a big gap. We went back up, re-challenged it. Boom, 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 in February of 2021. And then here we are making another big loop on over to perhaps another challenge of our resistance, right? And if you guys don't know what I have here, these numbers, this is what is referred to as Elliott wave principle or Elliott wave theory. And pretty much what it is, and you guys can go read a bunch about Elliott wave. It's very, very useful for determining how trends and charts behave, right? How assets behave on a chart. And pretty much what it is, this simple 5-wave move I have displayed here is a simple trendy move, right? So what it is 5 moves in an overall, a bigger overall picture of one big trendy move. So we have our first impulse wave up, which is always bullish. Then we have an impulse wave down. And then we have our third impulse wave up. The third wave is typically always the longest, right? That's not necessarily it doesn't always have to be like that. The fifth wave can sometimes get overextended and be longer than the third, but typically when we're looking at a 5-wave move in Elliott wave theory, the third one is always the longest. So we made 1, 2, our big long third wave there, and then we went down for our fourth counter move, and then here we are going up for our fifth wave. Do I have a reason why the fifth wave is at 4K or 3,500? No. I just have the fifth wave, going up kind of how I see it, right? This kind of pattern that we're following. That's just kind of how I see it. It's a very rough estimate, right? It could be, tomorrow, right? And the fifth wave would be here, or it could be way down the line in late May, right? It could be up here. But just keep in mind, the longer that we go without touching this trend line, the higher it goes in price, obviously, right? So it's like if we decide to just, go like this and maybe go around a little bit, it's going to take a lot more bullish price action to reach the top of this trend line, because this is almost a $6,000 Ethereum right here, right? So it makes sense that we're coming to challenge it right now. Now, there's no guarantees that we are going to come to challenge it, but it's definitely proven to be a significant trend line that I have been looking at for a very, very long time. And I think that the day that we flip this resistance into support is going to be a very special day, and I'm excited to see what happens when that does happen, right? I am a huge Ethereum bull for many, many reasons, mostly for the technology side, right? The idea of Ethereum is just absolutely unreal to me. Vitalik Buterin, Charles Hoskinson's, the people, the founder of Polkadot, the name's not on the top of my head right now, but all these guys who helped develop Ethereum, these are some of the brightest minds in the world, right? And I can't help but acknowledge how amazing Ethereum is and how much it is utilized in the crypto world. I think if any asset has a chance of overtaking Bitcoin, it is most certainly Ethereum. Okay, that's just how I see it. So yeah. That's my hidden trend line. Maybe you'll see this trend line somewhere else, but this is I haven't really seen many people with this trend line. So let's go into CoinMarketCap and let's take a look at the market, right? So right now, currently, Bitcoin is at 48.76% dominance of the market, right? That's not a typical thing that we see. Usually Bitcoin, right, for the most part in a bull run, well, I shouldn't say that. For the most part in general, holds over 50% dominance of the market. That has been kind of the common a way in which Bitcoin has behaved in this market, right? It is the king. It is the almighty apex asset of the crypto space. And it typically, it has a big pull on altcoins. If your altcoin could be doing great, but if Bitcoin doesn't want to cooperate and it decides to go down and correct, dip, crash, whatever, then your altcoins will most likely go with it, right? And we can see this narrative slowly changing, ever so slightly changing, with Ethereum dominance almost at 15%, right? That is quite amazing. And we have a current market cap, right? A fully diluted market cap of 328 billion, right? So we're just marching our way to 1 trillion. I definitely think Ethereum will make it to $1 trillion market cap. Not financial advice, don't quote me on it, but that's just my opinion, right? That's just what I think will happen. I think Ethereum is ultimately undervalued in the grand scheme of the market for many reasons, not only because of what it's capable of, but what it will be capable of in the future. And I just forgot to mention, right, these lines here, these are what I have as major support lines for Ethereum, right? So this $333 level, I doubt I actually would. I just don't ever see Ethereum returning to these levels, but I still recognize it as significant support. And this level, I would say here would be our bottom. I think if we were to correct, what would be the correction? What would be our correction here if we were to correct from the top? Yeah, so it would be almost a 50% correction back down to 1440. So is that possible? Of course. We've seen Ethereum correct more than 50% before in past bull runs. Or if so, even I don't know the exact number, but it's not out of the ordinary to see Ethereum correct around those levels. So this is on the table. I think for our base support, obviously around 2K. I think around 2,000, 2,100, we're gonna have some pretty strong support. But yeah, those are short-term numbers, obviously. In the grand scheme of the market, I think we'll leave these numbers behind fairly quickly. All right, so let's get into our next Ethereum chart, and that is the Ethereum to Bitcoin evaluation, or the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart. And I am using Gemini here, and we are on the 1 week chart. So what here pops out to me the most, right? Not only do we have all these nice resistance lines that we can identify that are very clear for us, these cliff-hanging resistance, right, that we can't help but acknowledge, but the fact that we are in this open mouth cylinder just riding up, right? We've been bouncing around in this cylinder since arguably July of 2019. So this has not been an overnight thing. Ethereum has been slowly gaining its way against Bitcoin, sometimes going down, as we've seen multiple times here, and then sometimes going up, okay? So this, in my eyes, right, since we got rejected, right, if we were to go to a lower time frame, we did in fact wick up here and we got rejected. The fact that we got rejected shows that, okay, maybe Ethereum does need a cool off in the USD ETHUSD comparison. Maybe we will go back down to 2,500 or 2,000, right? That would be fine. That's completely normal, and I'm okay with that. But it's just the more information we have, right? Oops, sorry about that. The more information we have, the more charts that we can look at for Ethereum, the better off we are, right? So we'll see what happens. I think eventually we probably will break out of this cylinder. But until that happens, we will acknowledge these trend lines to be very significant. And it wouldn't shock me if we came over here and maybe we went back down and we could look at this trend line right here, maybe turn that into support. So maybe we could go down, right, and bounce off of there. Maybe go like that. I don't know. We could do something like that, or we could just ignore it completely and go back down and just continue moving up this cylinder. But either way, extremely bullish. Just know that people have been waiting a very long time for this. You're still very early, all right? Don't let people tell you that you missed the train. In the grand scheme of crypto, right? Crypto only has what's the total market cap? $2.2 trillion market cap. I'm pretty sure Apple's market cap is larger than that, just one company. I believe the whole stock market as a whole is upwards of over $50 trillion, $60 trillion, whatever the number is, right? So this market is still very, very new. It's very infantile. And I think as we get older, right, in the next 5 to 10 years, we're going to see this market really, really take on some growth, and we're going to look back as a time of real opportunity. So by no means should you feel like that you've missed the train, okay? Just understand where we are in the market. And if you want to do that, I suggest looking at the video that I posted yesterday, okay? So that will give you a really good idea about where we are in the market currently. But anyways, moving on. Why am I bullish on Ethereum other than what it's showing us analytically, right, and technically? Obviously, the technicals look great. We have plenty of reasons to be bullish on this asset. But fundamentally, right, fundamentals are so important. On my Discord, I probably say the word fundamental 5,000 times per day. All of the people in our Discord probably get sick of me saying the word fundamental, but I cannot stress enough how important it is. And I'm not just going to sit here to be the guy that just looks at technicals and analyticals, because I don't know if that's going to benefit us, right, by just doing that. I think we need to look at both sides of the story and what I think is going to be happening with Ethereum. So if you guys don't know, right, let's move on over to the GitHub, and this is just the EIP 1559. Simple summary, right? So we're going to keep this on the screen. We're going to talk about it for a sec. If you guys don't know, Ethereum is slowly transitioning into Ethereum 2.0, or which it's coined Serenity, right? So you can look that up, and there's a ton of information on it, a ton of things, I guess you could say, a ton of ideas being implemented into Ethereum to help improve it and to make it more efficient, faster, safer, more secure, all of the above, right? They're just trying to make it an overall better technology, and they're probably aiming to make it, the base layer of Web 3.0. If you guys don't know what that is, Web 1.0 is when there was the early days of the internet and websites were meh, and they weren't really much. Web 2.0 is, the rise of social media, the rise of .com, the rise of having, company profiles on the internet, and just the overall presence, like Google search engines, right? That's Web 2.0. We're going to slowly move into Web 3. Well, I should say quickly move into Web 3.0, which will more or less be run on the blockchain, right? Because it allows for more freedom. It allows for transactions and communications that are more secure. allows for true decentralization to some extent, right? So there's a lot of opportunity right now being presented in blockchain, and I think we're over the next few years, we're going to see blockchain become more and more prevalent in our lives, right? So getting into Ethereum 2.0, the main EIP that I want to talk about, if you guys don't know what EIP is, it is Ethereum Improvement Proposal, or, Ethereum Improvement Protocol. I guess you could argue, but I'm pretty sure it's proposal. What EIP 1559 is a transaction pricing mechanism that includes fixed per block network fees that is burned and dynamically expands contracts block size to deal with transient congestion. Right, so that maybe seemed a little complicated, and I read that maybe a little wrong, right? But pretty much what this is that it will be moving Ethereum to where instead of the miners getting all the money from the fees in transactions of Ethereum, some will be burned, right? And whenever you burn something and take something out of circulation and get rid of it and make something more scarce, the value will in hand go up. So I have a really nice quote here from a person on Twitter that I follow, and he couldn't have said it better. Shout out at Kanye West JS. He says he's not a maximalist on his profile. I doubt he will ever watch this. It's just some random person on Twitter, but he said it very well, and I read this all the time to people when I try to explain how significant EIP 1559 and ETH 2.0 will be for people. So post-merge, he says this, quote, post-merge of ETH 2.0 and EIP 1559, along with other EIP protocols, Ethereum will be perpetually deflationary. The supply will be reduced every single day, thus increasing the value of remaining tokens, as I said. And the last kicker to the sentence is there is no floor to how low the supply of Ethereum can get, right? So it'll get exponentially more scarce over time as we burn more and more Ethereum. So this is just extremely, extremely bullish for Ethereum. It's going to allow Ethereum to run very, very efficiently, and it's going to help with transactions, gas fees, all of that, right? It's going to be very, very good. And I urge you guys to go look at the Ethereum roadmap on their website. I believe you'd find it somewhere. You just type in Ethereum roadmap and look at what they're trying to do, right? So not only am I bullish from the things that Ethereum is trying to do, but it's like the management team and the people behind Ethereum are probably amongst some of the brightest minds in the world, right? So Vitalik Buterin, no debate, one of the smartest people in the world. You have Charles Hoskinson. I know he doesn't work with Ethereum or has anything to do with Ethereum anymore. He does Cardano. If you guys don't know, that's ADA. That is my second biggest holding in my portfolio from as far as a percentage standpoint. He helped work on Ethereum. I know the founder of Polkadot also helped work on Ethereum. And right now there are still currently many, many, many great minds working on Ethereum. And I'm just very, very bullish on the entire idea of Ethereum and what they're trying to accomplish. Now, obviously, there's going to be bumps in the road, right? Ethereum has competition. We see Binance Coin, a centralized version of Ethereum. We see Cardano aiming to, someday compete with Ethereum. We see Polkadot. We see Solana making a come up, right? Solana is going to be a big player in this DeFi space. Avalanche, right? Another one. Just huge, huge players. So Ethereum, for the first time, does have some competition, and I think we should acknowledge it. But I do think Ethereum ultimately will come out to be on top when it is all said and done, right? Maybe you could argue that. Maybe you could say ADA will. Maybe you could say Binance will. Sorry, not ADA, Cardano. But I think Ethereum is the chosen one, and I think if anything is going to flip Bitcoin, I do believe it is Ethereum. Sitting at a $328 billion market cap, $1 trillion really isn't a dream anymore. I think it will soon be a reality for all of us Ethereum holders, especially as ETH 2.0 gets rolled out over the next months, years, or whatever, however long it does take. I don't know if there's a set date for ETH 2.0 to be finalized. I do not think there is. But, as the stuff... Oh, and by the way, EIP 1559 is expected to be in the London hard fork, which is in July of this year. So that was not originally supposed to happen that quick. I believe they moved that along a little bit faster in order to address the improving competition in the space, right? So very bullish on Ethereum, guys. I can't say it enough. I love Ethereum, and I think everybody should have some exposure to Ethereum in some sort of way. We will be keeping an eye on this trend line, my Lignac hidden ETH trend line. We will be keeping an eye on it, as I do think it provides great significance to this chart and Ethereum's overall price action. So, yeah. Oh, and before I go out of here, I want to say, I urge everybody to go join OBR Investing. We're actually just getting our website fixed up here, and it's pretty much done. We're about to launch it. And it's about to be really, really good, guys. So this is just a little sneak peek of the website. This isn't the merch we're going to be dropping. This is just some, a little Photoshop, whatever. Our merch is going to be way, way better than that. So here, I just want to, accredit the team. These are the people. These are our top analysts. That you can go and learn a lot from in our Discord. Obviously, this is me right here. Hello. And yeah, so that's us. This is the OBR team. I urge everybody to come join. We do options trading. We do a lot of options trading. A lot of our work is based off of options. We do general investing. We do Forex. We do crypto. As I said before, I'm the crypto guy. So we're here to help you make money and to help you manage your risk, stay safe in these markets, and come out alive. Right? You want to last as long as you can in these markets and take as much advantage as you possibly can in these markets, and that's what we're here to do. And if you plan on joining the Discord, every day, Monday through Friday, we do talks around 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'm there for every single one of them. I like to refer to them as discussions, but sometimes they turn into talks because I'll just start ranting about how much I love Ethereum, right? So it happens sometimes, but yeah, so that's about all. I appreciate everybody for listening, whoever did listen, and we'll be coming out with videos soon. If you want to leave a recommendation as to a coin that you want me to go over, or a protocol project that you want me to go over and give my opinions on, down below in the comments, that'd be great. So yeah, take it easy, everybody. Bye bye.